Well, as our world becomes more and more dominated by technology and science, having a good experience in math in the younger years seems to be more and more important. With me today is #1 best-selling author of Red Hot Math, Linda Cordes. Welcome, Linda. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So one of the things I found fascinating in your book was that you say that parents and teachers actually negatively influence the kids and maybe don't realize they're doing it. So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so I think there's sort of a general myth out there that math is hard, and math makes sense. It's how we solve problems. So I think, like for teachers, a big thing that teachers can do is this I learned a long time ago was never say or do anything a child can do. And that's good for parents and teachers, but especially in the classroom because teachers, here's two things I tell teachers. When kids are going to struggle is usually at the beginning of a problem and halfway through. So always know your lesson and be prepared and know ahead of time where those struggle points are going to be and have a question in mind. Not a how-to, but a question that's going to lead kids into discovering what to do next.
So you're saying that that's where they learn, that's through the struggle.
Absolutely.
And so you just want to give them a little nudge, but not, give them the answer.
Yeah, I like to call it productive struggle because if they're not struggling, then they're not learning.
I like that. Okay, so that's one tip for the parents. And then tell me, I have 3 daughters myself. What are some tips? 2 of them actually like math amazingly, but what are some? See, I just did it right there. The negative that comes from the parents. So this is really important for us to be aware of. But what are some other tips from your book to kind of turn your math haters into math lovers?
Okay, so I just have to say this related to what you said is that the thing I heard most often from parents at conferences was, I was never good at math. And so we have to really watch what we're saying around kids.
Don't put it out there. Yes,
don't put that idea in their heads because, think about the message you're sending when you talk about math or you work with math with your kids. So basically, I think there's like 3 things that are really easy for parents to do. You do not have to be their math teacher, okay? So first of all, I would say play math games with them. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy nowadays to just Google online free games. You don't have to pay for them, so free games.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
And you can even drill it down to a specific skill that your kids are working on. Secondly, I would say if you're going to help your kids with homework, find a how-to channel online. A really good one that comes to my mind is virtualnerd.com. There's even an app you can put on your phone, and you can just search for whatever the skill is you're trying to help your child with, and you can either watch the video ahead and look really smart, or you can sit and watch the video with your child and figure it out along with them. The third thing I would say is stop saying, I was never good at math. Instead, you could say something like, I don't remember learning this, so I'm really happy to sit down and excited to learn it with you. Or just simply, you know what, I'm not sure, let's figure this out. And show them an eagerness that you want to learn and find out about what they're learning. And then I'm going to throw in this bonus one. Always communicate with your child's teacher and find out what they suggest you can do because they might have specific ideas for games you could play. They'll know specifically what your child is weak in and needs some support with. So I think communication with the teacher is really key.
That's great. It takes a village, and who knows, you may have an engineer in the making, and it's so important that they love math in the earlier years. So Linda, thanks so much. Tell our audience where they can get your book.
Go to redhotmath.com, and that's where you can find more information and just useful tips as well.
Redhotmath.com. Linda Cordes, thanks for being with us, and we will be right back.